Good morning. This is John G. Presco, and I am running for uh, governor of Oregon. I'll try to get in the primary, but I've not been worried about my campaign because I don't think I have a snowball's chance in hell of becoming the governor of Oregon. But then I woke up. I actually began to worry last night if I'm really missing an opportunity here uh, to really state who I am, what my qualifications are, and really why I should be the next governor of Oregon. Uh, because I'm not your ordinary candidate. In fact, I'm overqualified. And that occurred to me 10 days ago. Like I said, I've been in therapy and I've been looking at uh, the history of my family, the books that have been written about my sister, the movie they wanted to make, and the horrific cultural battle over the art and my family legacy that was sold to outsiders, non-artists, non-writer. So it's 5:13 a.m. I've been up for about a half hour, been playing with my cat, and well, let me just start with this, and I haven't quite known how to digest this, and maybe that's what I've been doing. It's let's see, turn. It's art washing. Can galleries wean themselves off Russian oligarch loot? For years, Russian billionaires have had a huge presence in the art world, whether as collectors, benefactors, or board members. Now, however, the glitz has worn off. Last December in Moscow, dozens of international art world luminaries stepped out of the snow into the vast, pristine galleries of Just 2, a new art center located in a converted power station just a short walk from the Kremlin. The institution was funded by oligarch Leonid Mikkelsen, VAC Foundation. The Westerners weren't the first visitors, however. President Putin had visited 2 days earlier and tinkled on a piano set up in the atrium. Russian oligarchs have been funding a lot of our art and our culture in the United States. I believe NPR, their names appear on a lot of uh, art, literature foundations that were funded by American uh, millionaires and billionaires. The Koch brothers have funded a lot of groups, and the Getty family, not so much, which I've been trying to do. I'm kin to the Getty through Elizabeth Rosamond Benton. The Getty and Liz and I are uh, kin to Ian Fleming, and this is why I started my own Bond novel, The Royal Janitor, and I had my characters, uh, Elizabeth Rosamond, Victoria Rosamond Bond, uh, and her bodyguard, Miriam Starfish Christie, become lesbian lovers after I saw a video of Putin's Cossacks attacking Pussy Riot. There it is. And gee, what does this have to do with Oregon? Yeah, don't have any. Sounds like you're coming on your high horse, Mr. Presco. Yeah, we don't have issues like this in Oregon. You know, we play this kind of, well, I'm a cowboy Christian, right wing Republican, and you're a communist AFTA follower of Satan. Yeah, that's what we do here in Oregon. We play this little game. See, well, now they admit they play this game because they denied it, and I'm the one that's been pointing it out. What's going on with Oregon politics? Oh no, he's crazy. There's no Jesus freak movement to take over a democracy, especially here in Oregon. Yeah, it's not funny. If you Google my name, you're going to find the false accusation that Allie Valkyrie put in there about Belle Birch, me harassing her. When the truth was, she was stalking me, not telling me who she was. After our 2-hour conversation, she asked for more information. She wanted to know about my sobriety, in Alcoholics Anonymous. She wanted to know about my homelessness. I'm going, and this is like days after we met at the Wandering Goat. We talked about being art radicals, and that's what I am. And I wanted her to meet Stephen Hines and Chris Rondell. I wanted to go back there. I told them I've got correspondence. Stephen Hines is founder of Fashion Moda, basically an art group for very poor artists who started a gallery in the Bronx, and they got no oligarch money. Stephen Hines was trying to get funding. He must not have known about the Russian oligarchs, so they just weren't interested in having a real radical artist basically on the payroll. And I've got to find time. Well, it's my book, people. Because Belle Birch and the radicals of Eugene, the anarchists, betrayed me. They came after me. And they tried to get people to not read my blog and not listen to me. And apparently that's successful. I tried to fill out the political bio, and I got to the end. They wanted my driver's license, and that expired. And I haven't had time to go get a new one. I got to get on the bus and go all the way up to the DMV. I bus around, folks. I go to medical appointments on the bus during the COVID. So, I mean, this is the guy that knows a lot about art and a lot about art funding and culture. And look at me, thank God I got SSI. Get something like 8.15 now, but geez, if I hadn't had that, I would have died. No one would have funded me. My brother-in-law did the late brother-in-law, Garth Benton, did the murals at the Getty Villa, and he did a mural for Gordon and Ann in their apartment. I think it was in New York. And they painted over it, and Garth sued them. Something like $375,000. What does this have to do with Oregon? Well, the right-wing Republicans want to take over. And Thomas and Ginny was very close with Tim LaHaye and Beverly Hay. And Beverly LaHaye was uh, she became the president of NPR through pulling strings that her husband Clarence had to know about. But Beverly Hay has been the enemy of the arts at NPR for quite a long time. So what I'm saying is, if Ginny Thomas, she had to know about the monies the Russian oligarchs were putting into our arts and culture. She had to know. And then, I mean, he had to know if she knew. And this is a guy that's belly aching, because someone slipped the public the news that they're going to reverse Roe versus Wade, which is something that Putin would have wanted and still wants for the West. He wants his patriarchal, anti-gay, anti-women culture being spread across the United States, while his oligarchs fund all the arts, all the alternative NPR and everything. All the building, the houses are arts and culture. Coming from Russia, people. It has been. It's been a huge problem. I mean, everybody's kept their mouth shut. Well, no wonder. No wonder no one will touch me or write about me. They look at my blog, oh my God, he's against Putin. And he knows it, and he can trace his ancestry to the Swan brother and Gottstock Rosemont, who was a good friend of Pope Adrian, who was the first Dutch and only Dutch pope elected because of uh, uh, the Medici and line of popes. Boy, just keep going. But the papacy had been taken over by this family that really abused that position and funded a lot of arts, Da Vinci and Raphael. And they pretty much controlled the culture of Venice and Italy through the arts. And Pope Adrian was sort of the anti-artist up in Holland. He says, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use papacy money to buy art. But apparently he may have got funding uh, for Harmonious Bosch, who was a member of the Swan Swan Brethren, and he might have known Gottschalk Rosemont, who was the teacher of the Falcon Art College, and he was the master of the Falcon Art College, and Master Louvain. And it looks like the Rosemont and these other families were Moravians. And I just posted on that. Wow. Okay, well, 13 minutes. I'm going to cut this short. This is a good beginning. I'll post on this. But Oregon, and I had plans for Bill Birch helping me with my family biography, and then I was telling about for Rosamond, the Rosamond name. I needed a female to come in and do the female information, esteem females, which Clarence Thomas and his wife have just criminalized. Women have been criminalized. And that this family's close to defunding the arts and knowing about the Russian oligarchs investing in art in America and doing nothing, not warning the people, and they're the Supreme Court. Well, I'm going to put the Supreme Court right next to these oligarchs that have been, taking over funding for the arts in America. And we're in a real crisis. Finland and Sweden want to become members of NATO. And that contradicts the whole art plan of Putin. He wanted his oligarchs to invest in arts all in Europe and the West and diminish NATO and the art influence. And I believe Clarence Thomas knows about it. And he needs to be investigated. And so does all the right-wing Christian members of the Supreme Court. They need to be questioned about the arts and culture in America. If they knew that Russia was taking it over, and Bell Birch hadn't betrayed me and Allie Valkyrie, I would have had all the young radicals of Oregon behind this. But they decided to destroy my reputation. And a lot of people don't know I exist and I'm running for office. So the election's on Tuesday. So I'm going to spend Monday and Tuesday at least trying to get people aware of what I could be doing if I was in the governor's mansion. But I still can do it if I don't win. And that'll be the greatest "I told you so," or "you should have voted for this guy" in the history of our democracy. All right, this is John G. Presco. I'm running for the office of governor of the fine state of Oregon. Let's wean ourselves of oligarch art money. You hear?